And hello, here's Mr. C with a short screencast here to show you how to do screenshots for Lab 208 about biological compounds. That lab will look like this, and you're asked to start the tutorial and then do the lab and then take screenshots of these test tubes in the racks. Uh, there are 4 sets there, and compare them and analyze them. So what you have there is course a set of lab instructions. You start on the top here and you work your way through. It tells you what to do in the lab, and then you have your lab report. And I want to delete those two. And this report asks you actually to insert screenshots at these places. Sorry, I had some previous trials still sitting there. So you know how it works, and it's always good to try out things first. So we insert screenshots here, and this is all described up here. You insert the screenshot in the field below the table, and so and then you analyze it, right? You tell me the colors of those, and you tell me is it positive or testing negative, and you follow basically the instructions. So how do you do those screenshots? That's what I'm here for you to show you. So let's clean that up. We're starting the lab basically. Let's see, let's use cyan or blue. And I give you some little hints about how to do the lab. First of all, you need to be good in navigating. You see these racks here with the test tubes. There's a set of 4, there's a set of 2, a set of 3, and a set of 3. And these are the screenshots that you need to take of these test tubes. Let's start with one on the left here, where we're testing for the presence of starch or proteins. And the way we do this is we need to first fill those test tubes, and you follow like the instructions. First, we need to have a control here, so we use water for that. And so you grab the pipette and you go up to your water beaker. I want to go up a little bit so you see actually what's going on. I fill it up and I go to my test tube and fill it in with water. I can't just go to the next one and put another drop of water. I first need to fill it up. And so we put that into the control for proteins. And then we drop the, uh, the pipette down here. So now we filled out those. We need to put some solutions in here. So here we have starch, and that's a little bit different. We don't use the pipettes. We use these uh, droppers here, and we fill the left one up. It says test for starch. We put that in here, and we'll grab something that has protein in there, and that's the albumin solution up there. You see that? I grab that one, go back. Now it works better. On my first trial it didn't work as well, and I need to drop it again on the bottle. And the last thing is to really use the indicator. So if we want to test for starch, we use good old iodine dropper here. We go back, fill it back up, and put it in our so that was the control, and here's our starch solution. So here we expect to be a different color, and boom, it's purplish, right? So dark. So it's definitely a different color than the color we got in putting iodine with water together. And you follow the directions, and you do the same thing for well, with different indicators for testing proteins, and you use the same materials down there. I didn't have to use the steering rods. I think we could use, no, we can't even use them. So there's some extra materials there to be used. But now the question is, how do we get this screenshot over to the lab report? And you can use a snipping tool if you have that. Snipping tool works well. You create a new snip, and it's creating this color, and you just go around the area you want to snip. You have it in the buffer. You go to your lab report. I'm going to bring that back over here. You go to this field. You can as well delete, insert here, and press Control V, and it's in there. It's a bit bigger than we wanted it, so you resize it a bit down, and to about the same size. Okay, so that looks pretty good, and you do this for all the racks with your test tubes after you did the experiments, and then you answer those questions down here and get a ton of points. On the right hand side is always the comments, so so you know how to make most points and what to do, right? So what if you have a Mac, right? So I always point to my favorite website there is, don't need to save that screenshot. Um, where do I have that one? Here's where we go. We go to takeascreenshot.org, right? This will show you how to do it on a Mac. This will show you how to do it in Windows. On the bottom, it even has the snipping tool in there, right? And if you, what worst case can happen is that students don't have that, but every keyboard these days has a print screen button. So that's the first lesson here on this one. Use the print screen. So if I set it up right and I go to print screen here, uh, nothing happens, but it took a screenshot of it, and I usually go then to PowerPoint. Let's bring that up, blank presentation here, and I paste it. And boom, this giant picture, for me, a picture over two screens gets made of whatever we wanted to look at. Say we wanted to really look at the lab. I'm gonna close that one more time, close that one. Here's our lab, and we want to take a picture of this third test tube rack this way, right? So we say print screen, nothing happens. I go back to the PowerPoint or Paint program will also work. Paint program works well. And I see it part of this ginormous picture. What you have to do is there, you have to crop it, absolutely positively for sure. Cropping is a right click in PowerPoint, and these you know, tongues come up here, these structures here that mean crop. If you click on it, these handles pop up on the side, and you can reduce the size of the picture down to what you want it to look like. I zoom out a little bit here because it's really big here, and I need only this second one. Do we say the second, this guy? Okay, there's one more handle on the bottom. Go up here and you can make it really looking just what you want, right? And that's all we need. You click on the outside without cropping. You grab this picture now in PowerPoint, control copy, hold down the control key, copy, go to my lab report, which just was here and disappeared. Oh, it was over there. It's on the other monitor. And we insert it here. Control V, and we make it a bit smaller because it's still too big, and it looks pretty nice. So this is another option. The print screen one tends to get huge pictures at the beginning. Never submit anything like that. It's just too small, but you can crop it down and show me that. Worst case, you can't get it going. You can put these screenshots in the back. Okay, if you can't navigate this table for some reason, put it in the back, but please use some captions. Tell me what you're drawing. So if it's about phase one, show me what the picture is supposed to be. Here you have the advantage. I know which one you're talking about. Once these two show up and maybe you're not showing the substances below, it's a wild guess. Okay, so give me a little label below. That's what a caption is. That's it for this screencast. I want to keep it focused and concentrated. So if you have any questions, please send me K-mail or attend Class Connect sessions, ask there. I'm positive that we can get this going because you all have computers, and it's just a matter of finding out the right shortcuts or software to make it happen. So don't get frustrated. Ask for help if you need help. And I hope you enjoyed that screencast.